Hi friends, host Eric here. Host of Talking with Most People. And today's important question is, what would you do with 1,000,000 buckets of pee? Personally, I'd pour them out one at a time, just into the gutter, I guess. You know, I don't know whose pee it is. I don't know how I got 1,000,000 buckets of it, but I'd probably just pour it out. As soon as I start this live stream, it's like, feel fine. So it's live stream, and almost immediately I have to go poo. I don't know what's up with my biological poop machine, but it seems to be linked to live streaming. Live streaming makes me need to poo. You throw them at something. All 1,000,000 buckets? God, I have to poo like so bad all of a sudden. I'm gonna have to just leave this live stream in a second and go poo and come back. I'll just leave it going, but alright, I have to poo. I'll be right back. Sorry. I should have pooed before I started the live stream. I didn't even feel the poo pushing its way out until I started it. kitty. Staying in or going out? Staying in? Okay. Well, I'm back. Sorry about my abrupt absence. No, I am. I'm sorry, Goddess. I'm sorry that I didn't think to poop before I started the live stream. I should have. Yeah, it wasn't that I ate something bad. It was just I don't know. I think there's something about live streaming that makes me poop. I felt like I didn't even have to go, and then I started live streaming like almost immediately. It's like I had to poop. It was weird. All right, fine. Here. Kitty's playing In and Out Kitty, of course. One of my least favorite games of all time is In and Out Kitty. I don't know if you've ever played that with your cat before, but PP loves to play this game where she goes and stands by the door, even though it's cold, right? She wants me to open the door. Like right now, she's just standing by the door looking out it, right? Over there, she's standing by the door. She's looking at the door. I've got it open. The cold air is coming in, but she's not sure whether she wants to go outside. But she wants me to leave the door open, right? In case she decides she wants to go outside. It's like, okay, kitty, you are being too spoiled now. I'm closing this door, kitty. I'm sorry. It's too cold. It's too cold for me to leave that door open. Well, she's always checking to see where trouble is my take on it. She doesn't like trouble. But I feel bad for Trouble, so I feed him. So Trouble keeps coming around, you know. Hi, Maddie Sanchez. How you doing? Are you made entirely out of cheese this morning? The question I have for you today is, what would you do with 1 million buckets of pee? What would you do with them? The opossum's not outside. The possum doesn't really seem to bother her much. She's not very interested in the possum. Yeah, well, I guess your 7th hour is my live streaming. Anyway, I've pooped now. It's all out of me. I put it into the toilet. I flushed it down. We don't have to worry about my poop anymore. It's not causing us any problems anymore. Throw it into gardens? No. I'm not going to throw my poop into gardens. I don't like the idea of using human poop as fertilizer. But if you're talking about what to do with 1 million buckets of pee, well, you're going to make the garden smell a lot like urine. The thing is, here's the other thing to remember about your 1 million buckets of pee. By the time you get to bucket million, it's mostly going to have been evaporated. It's going to just be a really thick urea goo. So you want to start emptying those buckets right away. Just start tipping them over. I don't know where you have stored your 1 million buckets of pee. Maybe in your living room. You've got them stacked up in your living room. Probably. Be careful when carrying those outside. Try not to spill it all over your floor. That would be gross. So, I mean, the first real question is, why do you have 1 million buckets of pee? After we answer that question, then we can address the next important question, which is, what are you going to do with your 1 million buckets of pee? We're asking a tough question today, Lobo Feroz. We're trying to determine, what would you do with 1 million buckets of pee? Of course, first we're trying to determine why it is that you've accumulated 1 million buckets of pee. where it all came from, whose pee it is. We're just trying to figure that stuff out right now. Maybe you can help us. And this is my second bowl of the day. Kitty's going after the daddy long legs. It's the pee of the citizenry of a small country. So it's like San Marino's total pee for a year. The nation of San Marino. So the government could track him through his urine so he kept it all? Maybe it's like UP Gardening Adventures uncle. They must be disposed of in an elaborate ceremony? I think what we should do is start a new church in which baptism is done with pee, and then we can use it for that purpose. Okay, and you are now baptized. Once I pour this bucket of piss on your head. There you go. Now you're good. Now you're safe. I smell like piss. Yeah, you do smell like piss. But you're a lot better off. We could call an aqua park. We could create an aqua park called Piss Off. Ugh. Well, plants don't really like that much pee. I can tell you, somebody who's peed, you have those million buckets because you wanted to test the differences in pee taste. That's why you have a million buckets of pee. Well, that's a good reason. I hope you have hired somebody to do the tasting part rather than doing it yourself. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is smoke this bowl. How many buckets of liquid are in an Olympic-sized pool? I want to know. Is it 1 million buckets of liquid? Probably fewer than that, I would guess. Well, philosophical thinker, because even though it's your idea, do you really want to taste all that pee? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you don't. It does depend on the size of the buckets. That's true. Well, I'm talking about some regular sized buckets, some regular bucket sized buckets. The pool has 660,000 gallons of water or piss. Right. Okay, well, I'm going to guess that a bucket is about half a gallon. So, or maybe a gallon. So I think you could fill almost 2 Olympic-sized pools with pee if you had 1 million buckets of it. But you know what? The buckets aren't going to be all full to the top. So let's just go ahead and call it half a gallon. Let's call it actually 0.660253 of a gallon. And that way, with 1 million gallons, you have exactly enough pee to fill 1 Olympic-sized swimming pool. And I think, therefore, that answers the question, okay? That answers the question. What would you do with 1 million buckets of pee? The answer is you'd fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with them. Yeah, sure. Pee is notoriously evaporatable. It's like one of the most evaporatable of all liquids. All right, so now we know. Now we know how the next Olympics are going to be different than the last one. In the next Olympics, all the swimming pools will be filled with pee instead of water. I'm so glad that we answer the important questions here on Talking with Famous People. You know, I don't know if you remember. Good point. Good point. This is the perfect swimming pool for people who are allergic to chlorine. Except I'm thinking to keep algae from growing in the pee, we might need to add a little chlorine. Okay. Look, I don't want people to swim in the pee, get out of the pee, and realize that their eyes aren't stinging, so it doesn't feel like they've really swum. So that's why I'm thinking we should add some chlorine to it. When you've really swum, your eyes are stinging. It's true. Can we all agree on that? Unless you wear googles. Oh, goggles. Well, you know, I've got some good news, Countess. My pee naturally smells like apples. So if any of those buckets are my pee, you're going to be just fine. It will feel like you're swimming in apple juice if you're swimming in my pee. My pee smells like fresh squeezed apple juice with a plate full of fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Oh, sorry. I can't pronounce your name, Space Cat. I'm just going to call you Space Cat. Felicity. It's too hard to say. It's not even a name. Felicit. What is that? It's not even a name. Do you have diabetes? No, I don't have any diabetes. Do you have diabetes? Do you have French diabetes? French diabetes is way fancier than normal diabetes. Oh, is this if you have diabetes, you have sweet pea? It's not actually sweet, it just smells like apples and cookies. It's because of the goodness of my soul. It causes my urine to smell like apples and cookies. When you have a good enough soul, your pee starts to smell good. It doesn't taste good. It still tastes like piss. But, you know, women start to wear it as perfume. That's how good my soul is. My pee smells like women's perfume that smells like apples and cookies. I got to tell you something, though. It doesn't do you any good at all with your poop. Your poop still smells bad. It is pronounced Felicist. Why do you keep... I barely read a thing and you retract it. Jeez. You're like some sort of message retractor or something. What would you do if you had 1,000,000 buckets of message retraction? Would you then know the truth about reality? Felicet. 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 Oh, you spelled wrongly. Well, you should be deeply, deeply ashamed of that. Spelling wrongly is not okay. This stuff, it's kind of hard to pull through. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm a spelling Nazi, but I'm not a grammar Nazi. You must spell things correctly, but you can be grammatically as fucked up as you want. But you must spell correctly. If you put Grammer, I would have smacked you right in the face. I would have smacked you right in the face. Pow! Like that. So fast you can't even see my hand. Pow! Like that. And you would just be like, oh! And then like this. Oh! That's what it would have been like. That's what it would have been like. Okay? I'm an NTP as well. That's why I'm only a spelling Nazi. Yeah, I'm on display. Please don't hit the glass, Cloud. That upsets me. Please don't knock on the glass. That's amazing. For an Olympic-sized swimming pool, there's an average of 130 gallons of pee in it? Okay, first of all, I'm going to say that averaging the amount of pee in an Olympic-sized swimming pool is a pointless endeavor because it very much depends on the Olympic-sized swimming pool. For example, if I had an Olympic-sized swimming pool and I swam in it and I never peed in it myself, it would have 0 pee in it. But few swimming pools are like that, I would agree. Few Olympic-sized swimming pools are at people's houses. Regardless, I want to know if the Olympic-sized swimming pools that they use in the Olympics have 130 gallons of pee in them. I tell you what does have 130 gallons of pee in it. Approximately 200 buckets of pee by our current measurement of a bucket. And I think the proper measuring of buckets is one of life's most important endeavors. If you're measuring your buckets wrong, you're going to have all kinds of problems. Me, I'm 24. My name's Eric. I'm an ESTP. Leaders, okay, L-Lowaferos, you just get that metric right out of here. You just get that metric right up out of here. There are no liters in my bucket, okay? We're only dealing in pints, quarts, and gallons, and half gallons. No liters. You know what I mean? No metric allowed in here. No, sir. Metric is for Europeans. Okay? I don't like metric. God. Look, Europeans, you can be Europeans all you want, but you can keep your goddamn metric system over in Europe, okay? Don't be bringing in your kilometers, your millimeters, your centimeters, your liters. I don't want to hear any of that shit. None of that shit. Not one bit of it, except for grams. Grams are fine. Grams are fine because that's how you measure drugs. You guys get to keep grams. You're lucky about that. We needed those for drug measurement. Otherwise, there'd be no purpose for the metric system at all. I think Google is mad because you took thousands of hours of data for this shit. Okay. Well, you know what, Lobo Froze? If you want me to relax my metric, you better give me a few grams of drugs. Yeah. Well, usually you weigh out marijuana in grams, you know. Also, your powdered drugs get weighed in grams usually. You know. And then ounces are fine too. Ounces are also fine because also you measure drugs in ounces. It is a little early this morning. You know, Winston's mom, I just got to tell you, I woke up. I got up to go pee. I got myself a little cup of coffee and smoked a cigarette. And I lay back down to go back to sleep. And guess what happened? I kind of tossed and turned a bit, and then I got back up. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. You're not going back to sleep right now, Eric. I can just tell. You're just meowing the meow. You might as well just get up and start doing something. So then I started watching one of yesterday's videos, and like after about 5 seconds, I thought, that kind of makes me want to see you later, El Lobo Feroz. You go hump that girlfriend, okay? You give her a good humping for me, all right? So red flag. What's a red flag? Start doing something or someone. Nope, Rachel's not there in the morning. No, yeah, I'm not going to do anybody here today. I'm just going to do some things. Oh, time of the month. Okay, well, that's why she had the top hole. You got to remember that, you know. Okay. Anyway, that's why she had the top hole. That's why she had the top hole is kind of a misogynistic sentence. I'm going to admit that. It's a little bit sexist. It's a little bit sexist. And I don't want to be sexist, but I still think it's a funny sentence. Anyway, okay. So we've covered, I think, the topic of what you would do if you had 1 million buckets of pee. Well, you know, I've indicated I'd probably just try to pour them all out at some point, pour them out into the gutter or something. Assuming I couldn't find a buyer for them on OfferUp. You know, if you put 1 million buckets of pee for sale on OfferUp, I wonder how much you could get for them. Somebody might want all those buckets. Of course, then they have to deal with all the pee. They come over to your house and they're like, can I pee out? Can I pour all this pee out and take the buckets? No. You have to take the buckets of pee. You have to go pour them out someplace else because I don't want you pouring them out of my house. It's going to make my whole house smell like pee. Goodbye, Space Cat. Goodbye. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Wherever you go, there you will be. Welcome, good morning, and hello, Eileen. Eileen, what would you do with 1 million buckets of pee? That's today's question. I like to ask the hard-hitting questions. BSI. Is that buckets per square inch? Buckets of pee per square inch? Oh my God. You inflated it to 100 BSI. So freeze them and sell them as ice. Who wants a block of ice urine ice? Bye, philosophical thinker. Have a pleasant day. Don't forget to plenty cheese. What is one going to do with a big block of urine ice? Can you freeze urine? Does urine freeze? Does anybody know if urine freezes? It must freeze at some temperature. Frozen pea sickles. Yeah, I don't know, Dark Phoenix, if there are they don't have to know. It's gotta be yellow. Oh, hi, Countess. You are so sleepy? Maybe you should sleep. All right, enough about the grossness of pee. I don't know why you guys are so obsessed with making a million buckets of pee. I'm so tired of you guys trying to talk to me about this. It's gross, okay? It is gross. I don't want to hear any more about your pee. So I started today's live stream, and for some reason, everybody comes into the live stream and starts talking to me about buckets of pee. I'm just like, guys, that's gross. Come on. Nobody wants to hear about that first thing in the morning. I can't figure out for the life of me what makes everybody so interested in talking about a million buckets of pee this morning. Well, of course, I have no problem with Spacey. I have no problem with anybody hiring Spacey to type them. I hope they do. Good for them. Good for him, you know? Eric, you talked about TE and INTP when you hang on a picture. How would an NI-DOM react to your try? It depends. That's a lot colder than water. That's a lot colder than water. Anyway, it depends on if the NI-DOM is a TE user or not. Like, Rachel would probably just sort of watch. She might say something like, maybe you should meow meow. And she might be right. But she just as likely to just sort of let me struggle with it, you know? She identifies with that, you know? She would struggle with it herself. If you wait 2 to 3 days, he'll have his headphones back. I don't know if that will help. Good night, Countess. You go sleep now. I would like to have someone around to hang some pictures. Mine are all on the floor because I can't figure out where to go. Okay. Well, see, here's the thing. And this is the thing that INFJs have a problem with, INTPs have a problem with, and INFPs have a problem with. Okay? And INFJs have a problem with, too. INFJs, INTJs, INTPs, INFPs have a problem with this. Just do something, right? You know, like, if you can't figure out where the pictures go on the wall, just put them wherever. That's SE in a nutshell, right? If you can't figure out where the pictures go, just put them wherever. And then if you don't like it, you can move them later. That's extroverted sensing. You know? It's like that impulse to just put them somewhere and you can just move them later if they're not in the right place. Just pick up any random spot on the wall and just stick it there. And then, you know, if you don't like it later, you can move it. Okay, see, that's just NITE nuttiness right there. That's totally the opposite approach to what I said, Winston's mom. That's totally backwards. You collect art. I've studied where and how to hang the pictures. Who would study where and how to hang pictures? Only an INTJ would study such a thing. You know, you just stick it wherever is the point. I'm going to open that door so that a little bit of wind goes that way so that I can smoke inside the house here. You move every 5 years. Why? Is there something about you that causes your houses to deteriorate very quickly? So that, like, at the end of 5 years, your house is just melted to the ground, basically? And that's why you have to move? Yeah, me and my husband, we like to take belt sanders to the walls a little bit every day. And after about 5 years, the whole house is just dust. So you see, I am trying to say that you should probably not belt sand your house a little bit every day. I did. I mailed them yesterday, Jebus. You're a day late and $1 short. Pew! Motherfucking pew! What do you think about that, Jebus? What do you think about that? I totally win that battle. What do you think about that, huh? What do you think about that? I think I won that battle. That's what I think. Oh my gosh, look! It's Kankan Krishna Sarmapagoo! Kankan Krishna Sarmapagoo's here. Everybody, did you see her? Everybody waves at Kankan Krishna Sarmapagoo. You have very few recollections of your school years, probably SI8, yeah. SI8, they know their own storyline, more or less, but they don't have a lot of other particulars, I guess. I don't see any new names in here. This is not speed induced. I have no amphetamines. This is what happens when I've been off amphetamines for too long. It's a little different. You know, I'll probably get more today. It might be tomorrow. Might even be the next day. Oh, I don't doubt it that we get invaded by various personages. And, you know, sometimes it's people who aren't, who are just familiar people who come in as a different identity, or I don't know. The thing is, I'm okay with the reality that I can't very much know about that stuff. Can a relationship with an INFJ and an XSTJ work? I would say no. I would say no. When you got TE polar and TE12 together, it's not going to work. Why aren't I sleeping? Because I've had too much time without amphetamines, and so I can't sleep anymore. Who would make who go outside? Who would make, oh, I see, the STJ and INFJ? Well, I mean, if it's an ISTJ, you know, STJ is like going outside. Will a relationship between an INFJ and an ENFP work? It might. I'm not sure. It's possible. You're still looking at 3rd and 7th, which is a little tricky. Like, I could be with Polar FE, though. But I don't know if Polar FE could be with me. If it is your child, what will you do, KKSP? I don't understand that question in this context. Oh, if you had an epipolar child, what would you do? Well, Ken Christian's son would probably spank some sense into it for a period of several months until finally it developed FE. I will accept my child no matter what, Phoenix. The cold air is getting in here and it's bothering me a little bit. So I'm going to come over here and smoke this cigarette and close the door. Hey, host Eric, did you see the 3-year-old video with Delilah I linked as a throwback Thursday last night on your last video? I was just getting ready to graduate high school. She's so cute. I didn't notice that. I will have to go check it out. She is cute. She's pretty and cute and stuff. She's also like kind of like ridiculously proportioned. You know, like one of those proportions that women go, that's not a real proportions. That's not giving good body image stuff to women or whatever. She's got like that kind of body. So she's she's sort of like had a dramatic transition from middle school to high school. I guess you could say she changed schools and she got to this new high school like a woman, and I don't know. It's been an interesting experience as a father to have a daughter like that because she filled out for sure. But you know what? She's not she doesn't play the field or anything. She's relationshipy. So she's had a series of boyfriends since she was like 14 years old, She's on boyfriend number 6 or 7 probably. Jebus left you because he's in love with me. Well, I think that's probably unwise of Jebus. Probably have a better chance with you than with me, I would guess. Plus, I already have a stalker. His name's Queen's Weakness. He's in love with me. That guy is just... he's like a walking Valentine's Day card to me. So, Jebus, you're going to have to get in line behind Queen's Weakness. Hello. Oh, my goodness. What is this thing? What is that? Oh, Gina left you because she's in love with Eric. Well, she's going to have to get in line behind Queen's Weakness and Jebus. And besides that, all of them are going to wait in line forever. So, no point in that. Hello, beautiful Wonder Kitty. You want to see some majesty? I'm going to show you some majesty right now. This is the very definition of majesty. That is what I call a majestic kitty. You know, if you want to talk about kitties that have a high degree of nobility and majesty, I would even deem her imperious. I think that's not too much of a stretch. This kitty is an imperious beast. Look at that imperial quality to her. She's very much like an emperor. Yeah, I know. She's a very important kitty friend. It's true. Very, very important kitty friend. Yes, I do see you. You see you too. You're looking at yourself right now. You're like, who's that cat right there? Is that me? I'm unclear about this. I see a cat. It does appear to be me, though, but I'm not really sure. Is that me? I don't know if cats can recognize themselves in mirrors or not. I don't think they can. Can Christian Song of a Goo? Just make sure you don't use the wrong mantra. Because if you do, then it would be, you could end up bringing Jebus to your house. Okay? So just be really careful. Be really careful to use the instead of the at the right point. Because otherwise, you're going to look outside your door and there's Jebus going to be. He's going to be banging on your door. And you're going to be like, wait a second, what happened here? No, Tom does not get to come inside. Trouble does not come inside. He does sometimes walk inside accidentally. Like, not accidentally from his perspective, but accidentally from mine. Like, if I leave the door open, sometimes he'll come inside and eat Pee-Pee's food. But he's supposed to eat the food that I put outside for him and not come inside and eat Pee-Pee's food. Pee-Pee does not like it when he comes in here because then she has to smell all the spots he's been a million times and rub against them and try to outsmell him, you know? That's quite a BJ. I must say, a 3-day long BJ sounds like quite an ordeal for both parties. The ripples have been made. Yep. That's why your bath water is going like this right now. Currently, I don't know if you're aware of this. Currently, Jebus is taking a bath. And his bath water is going like this, making waves. Why? Because the KK spell. He knows a lot about stuff and a lot about poo, but he doesn't know what he's going to do with the 1,000,000 buckets of pee stacked in his yard. He's Jebus. He's got a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of meow and a whole lot of beer and a whole lot of beer, but he doesn't know what he's going to do right now with his 1,000,000 buckets of pee. What are you going to do with your 1,000,000 buckets of pee? I don't know either, Jebus. I don't know either. I don't know why you accumulated those 1,000,000 buckets of pee in the first place. But a heart already in love can't be spelled. Ooh, she busted your magical ass, King Christian Summer Pagoo. What color are the buckets? Transparent. They're glass buckets. They are glass buckets. You don't have pee buckets, you have buckets filled with pee. There's a difference. The buckets were never designed to hold pee in the first place. They're glass buckets. So you have to really make some decisions, some hard decisions now, Jebus. Really have to make some hard decisions. Well, look. I'm not unhappy you sell them. I'm just questioning whether you're going to be able to find a buyer, Dark Phoenix. Now, look, you can't freeze the pea inside the buckets because they're glass buckets and they'll break. So if it gets to be below freezing where you are, or at least below -5 Fahrenheit, then you better bring those buckets inside. Woo, 3-day long blowjob. That sounds like absolute torture. I mean, you're gonna have to stop and pee occasionally. You know that, right? You are. You're gonna have to stop and pee occasionally. What's on schedule for today? Do I have any work lined up? What do you think I'm doing right now, Winston's mom? I am hard at work. I got an early start. You know, I'm never gonna get this job done if I don't put in a lot of hours. Okay. It is not. I'm not retired. I'm just lazy. Okay, Jebus, don't accuse me of being retired. No, I'm fine. I will need a break at some point, at which point I will go and smoke a cigarette over there again. Right now, I'm fine. I'm doing all right. Maybe an art museum will buy the collection of pee buckets. If you had 1 million glass pee buckets, it might almost be art. So, I don't know. Maybe. This, though, what I'm doing right now, this is art. Okay? I am not just talking out my ass. I'm making beautiful art. And, like this video is going to really stand the test of time. 1,000 years from now, people are still going to be watching and rewatching this video because they're going to say, that's one of the most important videos ever made. This guy's a real artist. You can hear it in every word he says. It's just gold brick after gold brick flying out of his mouth. Pow, pow, pow. Hitting people in the head everywhere they go. That's how come this is work. Okay? Believe it. So, look. While I'm while I'm doing my important work, you know what I really need? Like in the poker tournaments, when they have to sit there for a long time, they're playing poker, to get that lady come over and give them a massage. I need one of those poker massage ladies. Then people would see what important work I'm doing here. Retired. I am not retired. Okay. I'm not retired. I'm lazy. Everybody needs to understand the difference here. I don't deny speed usage. I'm looking forward to getting my speed today, Jebus. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day at the latest. I'm totally looking forward to getting it. And when I do go on it, I'm going to be like, here I am, Captain Thwack, thwack-a, thwack-a, thwack, thwack-a, thwack. You can't allow yourself to be lazy? You have a tip? You know what, Dark Phoenix? You're already succeeding. You are. It's within you already. Okay? You are lazy, and that's okay. I absolve you of any guilt for being lazy. There. Don't you feel better? I feel fine about it. I'm totally okay with my laziness. For right now, you know, once I get amphetamines in me, I'm sure I will be uh, a lot more unlazy, but for now I'm lazy. And that's okay. You don't want to transfer your consciousness to a robot, King Krishna Sharma Prabhu. That's dumb. Robots can't have sexual intercourse, for one thing. I've changed. I'm not the way I was. Well, you know what, Cloud? I might be the way I was again when I get my amphetamine prescription. That's fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Getting my amphetamine prescription makes me go like this. Ooh. Will that make you happy, Cloud? Will that make you jump up and down, dribbling rejoice nuggets off of your body? Will it, Cloud? Will it really? Well, Cloud, you know what? You are right. I've changed. I'm not making smart and fun videos. This is nonsense. You better leave. You better just get out of here and show me. You just show me and you turn right around there and you slam that door. Okay? Go on, Cloud. Let's go. Chop, chop. Off you go. You're right, Cloud. That's why you got to get out of here. Go on. You're absolutely right. You are wasting your time. So shoo along. Go away. Okay. See you later. The truth, it does not hurt. I am making the videos I want to make right now, as I was half a year ago, as I was a year ago, as I was 2 years ago. It does not hurt. We are getting married for sure. We do have. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, King Krishna Summer Goo. You're right to not want to not be lazy. I do have an income source. I do have work, I just don't choose to work as much as I could, I don't choose to make enough money to fully support myself right now. So I'm doing what I'm doing, dog. You want to judge? Judge. If you don't want to judge, don't judge. No, nobody kicked him out. He left, I think. I think he realized he wasn't going to get anywhere with his powerful desire to get me to accept some sort of critique from him that there's something wrong with me. That's never going to work. You're not going to convince me there's something wrong with me. I have me to accept some sort of critique from him that there's something wrong with me. That's never going to work. You're not going to convince me there's something wrong with me. I have... Yeah. It's good. It's nice. It is a dream. And I do feel very lucky. I don't feel like, ha-ha about it at all. And I certainly don't feel like it's because of some quality of me. It's just luck, I'm a lucky guy. I was born under the right stars, as they say. I've always been lucky. I talked to my daughter about this the other day, and she was like, you somehow just walk through life and, there could be a hail of bullets killing everybody around you and you wouldn't notice it, and you walk right through and none of them would hit you. It's like, that's kind of been my life. I don't know why, except I could turn to astrology or numerology or something like that for an explanation, but I have no other explanation for it. I don't believe it's due to any skill on my part or worth of me or anything. It's just luck. I don't know. I don't know why I've been a lucky guy. I have been. I feel very lucky. I feel incredibly lucky today. Like being being in a relationship with somebody that I truly am in love with, which is strange and unfamiliar, is amazing. It's amazing. Uh, you know, and my relationship partner is right here. Being in a relationship with this kitty is absolutely amazing. You can see how amazed I am all the time by being in a relationship with this amazing kitty. What a fabulous kitty she is. Oh, yes. Thanks, Winston's mom. Well, this is the thing, Countess. Countess draws a good point, and Eileen makes my point here, which is the reason this isn't work. Actually, I'm actually not working. I am actually just being lazy, and I'm actually not doing anything important and stuff. The reason those things are true is because this is me putting no effort in, right? I do this thing that I'm doing right now naturally. If given the chance, this is naturally what I just do. And this is just naturally who I am. I would love to just sort of sit around all day and hold court, you know? It's kind of like EDP dream time. So, am I actually getting work done? No. Am I just being lazy? Yeah. Am I being super self-indulgent? Yeah. But it's also the case that when I get back on speed, I'll make different kinds of videos and do different things probably. You know, it's like this is me both not on Adderall and not post Adderall. So it's like I'm so far from when I last took it that that I'm my normal self, you could say. I'm like my unmedicated self. And that makes me pretty well, it makes me like this, you know. This is how I am. When I am not on Ritalin's different than Adderall. But it's okay, but it's not as good as Adderall. So anyway, it's like whatever it is you most naturally do in life, you're just doing that all the time or a lot of time, it's going to be very comfortable for you. It just so happens that live streaming is what I most naturally do in life. It's an incredibly strange reality, though, if you think about it, right? How could it be to be a person who the most natural thing for them to do in life, the easiest thing for them to do, the thing that requires no effort or energy really or anything is that it's a live stream. How would that be? What do my parents talk to their friends about when they say what their son does? Well, you got to remember, Jebus, this is a fairly recent phenomenon. For a long time, I was a very successful debate coach who was a head of a large operation. I was director of a school with a lot of staff, and you know, it was a big wig. So when my dad talks about me to people, my mom doesn't really talk to me about it to anybody anymore. Obviously, she doesn't even know who I am. But I suspect he probably talks to people about my debate coaching, which I'm still doing and I'm still successful at. You know, it's like I went to Berkeley with my debater. My debater went 3-3, but he's won a tournament this year, first place, and at least one of them, and he got second place in another one, and you know he's doing quite well. I only have one debater, so I'm at a big mathematical disadvantage. So, I feel proud of myself when my one debater does well. I choose to have only one debater right now. And I could get more. The one debater I have, I like the fact that like his parents both play for the LA Philharmonic, so those are the kind of clients I like to have because they respect me. They respect the fact that I am the best at what I do. Like they are the best at what they do. They sought me out and found me and make sure that I know I'm appreciated. So I really like working for clients like that. And I don't necessarily like to work for whatever. And I don't have to right now, so why would I? You know? I do as much work as I need to make sure my dad doesn't get mad at me, basically, for requiring too much money from him. Which is pretty cool. And, it's like, it's expensive to live in Los Angeles. If I had to rent this place, if it had a bathroom, it would be, no, my dad doesn't care about my YouTube channel at all. This is the thing about third slot extroverted intuition. It is extremely selfish. Like, he does not care about any of my ideas. He does not care about anything I make. He doesn't care about what I have to say at all, frankly. I am here to be Dave's son, I guess. I don't know. So I just be the best son I can and try my best. And I always feel like I'm, slightly disappointing him in some way, but I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Do my clients' parents follow the channel? They watch some videos. I know. Periodically they mention something about a video, but I don't think they really watch it regularly. I mean, I love that idea, Winston's mom. See, that's something I'm thinking about doing too, or some point here. It's on my list of things to do is to get a big old country house with lots of rooms, and we can just have people come stay there and be like the TWFP house, and people come visit, and we have to have some rules about, I guess. I don't know. Winston's mom can figure out what the rules are. No, I don't do bong hits with my clients. That's not the case at all. But I do smoke weed right before I go into their house every time before I go to work. I talk to them about my drug use. They called me yesterday to ask me advice about whether they should give their son Speed, who got diagnosed ADHD because he's an ENTP, because they went to go get him diagnosed. And I was super happy to hear that when they said the psychiatrist said the same things to them about their kid that I said to them about their kid, except without the cognitive function language, And I really appreciate clients who go out of their way to tell me when I was right. That matters a lot to me, It's like, I really appreciate that. I don't know why that matters so much to me, but it makes me emotional. What is Ampianic? He says he's an ENTJ. He might very well be that. Everyone would get kicked out of the farmhouse at some point. Well, look, I don't think I would necessarily want. I don't think Jebus was Ampianic. It's possible based on the timing, but I don't really think so. I think Ampianic was Ampianic, probably. A Polish Catholic. I believe the Polish Catholic thing. The Catholicism response seemed too legitimate. If Jebus is Ampianic, Jebus, mad props. You pass the Turing test. What are very quiet little animals? Ferrets? They sleep 18 hours a day? He is a guy who was here. I'm going to vote with Countess on this one, on the issue of whether or not Jebus would hide behind profiles. I think, yeah, he probably would, but I just don't see. Ampianic didn't play to me as a fake person. So if they were faking as being a different person, they did an excellent job of it. Like Ampianic, I can usually tell. I usually don't mention anything. I don't say anything because I don't know for sure, and it's just speculation. But I have a lot of ongoing speculation about whether this Mia new person is really Mia new old person or whatever, you know. Ampianic didn't trigger any of my Mias. So I'm assuming Ampianic's an actual Polish Catholic, like he says, you know. I'm gonna come over here and smoke this cigarette. Can you guys chat amongst yourselves briefly? I'm also gonna start a new pot of coffee because I'm out of coffee, and you know, I think I microwave the old coffee until I'm out of that pot, but I'm out of that pot now. One scoop of coffee, 2 scoops of coffee. There you go. You know, I'm very much so it's like Cloud trips me out. I want to talk about Cloud for a little while. He is obviously determined to get at me in some fashion, right? To negate what I say, to convince me that I'm doing something wrong. Right? It's been his his agenda from day one. I don't get that. How could you spend so much time with somebody that you are so negationary towards all the time? I don't understand what's he like what's what's the what's the goal there exactly? you know? I don't know. Trips me out. But I guess it's just a difference in type, maybe, or something like that. Cloud seems angry with the world. I don't think he seems that angry. I think he seems just sort of ESFP-ish, I guess. He doesn't even usually seem angry at me. He just seems negationary, Oh, that's possible. Dark Phoenix. Well, he's like 20, I think he said. 2021. Cloud wants to prove he's a critical thinker. Well, he's not a critical thinker, though. And that's okay. He doesn't have to be a critical thinker. There's nothing wrong with being an ISN, ESFP. Hi, Ampianek. Convenient timing. Your arrival really really is suspicious. It's really suspicious. Regardless, we were just talking about you, Ampianek. She was hurrying for a bus and asked that, but she said her natural answer is no, and she only met once with someone. Oh, she wants you to push a little. No, she wants to push you. She wants you to push a little harder. That's not a no. That's not a no. No. Okay. Well, I don't know how you approached it. This is interesting. I'm glad to have a follow up on this. No, I'm just saying you don't push harder. You say, look, I know your normal answer is no, but I'm really interested in you. And I think it might be worth it for you to go out with me once and see how you like it. You just say it like that. You spoiled it today? How did you spoil it today? Did you leave some poop on her desk? No. It's not too late. INTPs don't think about passage of time. Don't worry. They're second conditional time forever. They don't have any real time calculus. Okay, that's fine. Hey, that's fine. You said that. You can still recover from that. You can still recover from that. You just go tomorrow and say, actually, you just say this. You know what? I talked to this guy on the internet, and he advised me to just tell you, look, I'm really interested, and I would like to take you out, and I bet you'd have a good time, and why don't you give it a shot? And if you don't want to answer right now, you can tell me later. Bring her a flower or something. That's a good idea with the courting thing there. I'm not sleepy. Why are you accusing me of being sleepy? I don't like being accused of being sleepy. I'm actually not sleepy right now at all. I just woke up not that long ago. I'll probably be sleepy not that late today because yeah. They try. People can arrive to try to troll me all they want. But how when to approach her again? Well, right. That's a good point there. That's a good point. You know what? here's hi Nicolay Shea. Here's a good notion. Don't ask her anything again, but do bring her a cup of coffee in the morning and be like, or whenever you see her, or whatever you meet, whenever you're in the same place as her, and just be like, hey, just thought you might enjoy this. Set it down and you just walk away, like, you're not emotionless. You're just experiencing emotions in the solvency frame. Emotions are things to solve. That's why you're here. You're looking for solutions. What if she doesn't like the coffee? It's still a nice gesture. That's such a TE question. That is, yeah, you have to do, yeah, well, that shows that you ain't walking around with your junk tucked between your legs. That's good. Shows you aren't embarrassed to be known to be hitting on this chick. If you're like, if you do it all casual and don't give a f, and just meowity meow, it'll probably gain points, not lose them. Or if you really want a successful approach, you can show her pictures of my beautiful kitty. That might work. This would probably work. You just, don't push too hard. You don't want to force her SE at all. Don't force her SE, or she's not going to go for that. She's going to immediately go 180 degrees. You could take Jebus's advice and suggest to her that she attempt a 3-day long blowjob. But that probably wouldn't work. But like I'm saying, if you were to just show her this live stream of this kitty right here, that would probably work. This would work. Gardening wants to do a typing session with me? Okay, that's fine, sure. Did you email me? See a message above? Okay. See, I told you Ampy Neck was really Polish. When do you approach her again and how? Why don't you walk past her and drop something and see if she picks it up and hands it to you? Drop it and just stand there and wait for her to pick it up and hand it to you. Oh, no, you can do that for tonight. Sure, no problem. I'll check my email after this live stream, and I can email you or whatever. That's fine. Jebus. I was joking about the dropping something thing. But I'm not joking about showing her this beautiful kitty. This is a kitty that will. This kitty is a panty dropper. Okay, this kitty cat is a panty dropper. Jebus, will you stop? Are you really are Ampy or what? Don't listen to Jebus, Ampy. I can't tell what's going on here. I can't tell if Jebus is pulling some sort of amazing maneuver or what. Now you guys make me want to smoke a cigarette. I guess it's like, Also, looking at that beautiful kitty, for some reason, it makes me. Jebus. Just ignore Jebus. What are you doing? You're causing trouble with Ampianic for no reason. That's what you're doing. You can't. Don't love her stupid. Love her smart. It's good advice, Jebus. You can't love her stupid. You gotta love her smart. If you love her stupid, she'll think you are a fart. It's an old saying, and it's really, really true. Well, I guess because she thinks I'm saying her name. You should say, well, look, fortunately, I'm not asking you to be outgoing. I'm asking you to be going out with me. It's different. Not a date. Outgoing and going out are different things. Oh, my beautiful PNP. Oh, my wonderful kitty. So magnificent. So true. So just. Yes. Yes. The majesty, the wonder, the severeness of her beauty. I am constantly being re-astonished by what a magnificent kitty you are. It's constantly re-astonishing me again for the first time. Okay, Jebus, you're about to get yourself timed out. MFer. I'm gonna time your ass out. I'm not joking. You're timed out. That's it. That's it, mister. That's it. I've had enough of your nonsense. Pew. There. You just got timed out. Oh, by me and Winston's mom. I hope it's cumulative, Jebus. I hope it's cumulative. I totally do. I hope they time you out twice. Hope you got a double timeout. You deserve a double scoop of timeout right now. Don't apologize to him. Winston's mom. I'm pretty sure now too. It's that's yeah. My intuition is going haywire. I don't know what to think of it. You know what I'm saying, Countess? Yeah, that's your NI tool function. It's not gonna be awkward. You feel guilt for not crying. You don't have to feel guilt for not crying. That's silly. El Talita. What's El Talita mean? Ampineck might really be cloud, possibly. That's good NI there, Winston's mom. That certainly is possible. I don't know, Ampineck. I think what you should do is buy a block of cheese and say, hey, I have this cheese. Just show it to her. I have this cheese here. You know, I don't know. I am there's a Ampineck. Look, Ampineck seems legit to me. Has always from the get-go seemed legit to me. Now, somebody could be faking him, but if they are faking him, they're doing a good job of it. I had suspicions about Cloud from the outset. Like, is this, but first of all, let me just say, Ampineck, around here, we don't say fuck the cheese, okay? So one thing we don't do with cheese. We just don't hump it. We admire it, we cherish it, we recommend it, we show it off. Dark Phoenix is suspicious. Now, Dark Phoenix is not suspicious. She's obviously Dark Phoenix. I'm just joking, Epi. I don't care. They love the cheese. Obviously. I think, Epi Nick, you really got to use this. You got to say, look, hi, I'm sorry to bother you again. But I'm talking to this guy on the internet, and he advised me that I should talk to you again today and say that I want to make sure that if you do go out with me, we have a really good time. So just consider it as an alternative to the status quo, all right? I also don't want to hurry you into any sort of decision, but I also want to go back to this guy on the internet and tell him I did talk to you today. So, here I am talking to you. He's almost certainly going to ask you, who's this guy on the internet? And then you got yourself a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty romantic. If you say, like, well, I've been talking on this live stream with this person and telling them how I'm really smitten with you and I want to ask you out and getting advice for how to do it. That's pretty romantic. I think chicks might be creeped out by it. I'm not sure. If she asks, like, who is this guy? You go, oh, he gives advice on the internet, answers questions, whatever, Are we losing our minds? But do you hear what I just said there? Right. Well, this is the thing. Stress the lack of far-reaching commitment. Okay? Stress that. Look, it's just coffee. Meow. We'll go for, make it a small thing then. Be like, we'll go for 45 minutes, and no matter how much fun we'll have, we're going to end it at 45 minutes. And that way, and after that, I'm just going to leave the ball in your court. If you want to go out again, great. If not, you won't hear from me again. Give her all that shit, and then you're really tailoring your conversation to an INTP. Yeah? Do you hear what I'm meowing? Do you hear what I'm meowing, though? Because I am meowing you that you should set up a small thing, I don't have necessarily any justification for you being amped, Jebus. I mean, if you are, you're running two things concurrently pretty well. Well, I'd say do it tomorrow and go with my guy on the internet line, because Dark Phoenix, what are what this is what kind of bizarre reality is this? Is that really Dark Phoenix? Well, she's got a wrench. She's got to be Dark Phoenix. Hmm. Well, you're sort of right that it'd be weak. Um, but it would also be definitely a conversation starter. You could mention that you've been getting advice about this without saying that you're following the advice. You could say that, and I've gone back and forth about whether I should talk to you again. I don't want to pressure you at all. If you start with that, and you mention that you've been talking to some people on the internet about this as well, then I don't know. Then at least you're having a conversation starter, because she's going to be like, well, what is this internet thing? But if you're worried about if she tells anyone or whatever, if you're worried about that shit, then you've already lost. I don't know if AMP reads your devices or not, or he just responds to me. Yeah, one person can be done on the computer and the other on the phone. I've done it before to Jebus when I trolled him. Okay, well, that's plausible. He's just flustered by love and people laughing at you. I don't think anybody's gonna laugh at you. You know, the reality is that all human beings have some struggles in areas of love and relationships and stuff. And nobody really feels so both callous and thoroughly empowered that they want to laugh at people who have, you know, what you might call romantic setbacks, like picking up on somebody and failing, I guess, everybody feels it's like everybody's in the same boat. We all have those experiences. And I can tell you something, it's mostly easier and better when you have to worry about failing. I've been in a circumstance now where you don't really have to worry about failing, and it's not fun. Sure, you can ask for advice in this video chat. It's telling her her natural answer is no, but she's not actually answering you no. That means her natural answer is no. The default answer is no, is what she means. But she's not sure if she wants to say no to you, right? You got to catch her where you can sit down and have a bit of a conversation with her. You can't just ambush her with a question like that. You gotta segue into it. Or you can just whip out your schlong and say, here, you want this? This is for you, if you want it. If you don't want it, I'll put it back. You could try that approach. What do you think? What do you think? There is no spoon. Is that going to work? Is that going to work? I think so. Jebus, you may need to be predicated on something. You thought about that? Can we agree that Jebus may need to be predicated on something? I think we can agree about that. A segue. Segway might be fun. I want to get one of those electric scooters that Cameron works on. Maybe. Look, you can't have certainty. You go in with uncertainty. You go to war with the army you have. Okay? As Donald Rumsfeld famously said, you go to war with the army you have. You don't go to the war with the army you wish you had. So, you just go to war with the army you had. The war is for this INTP chick that Ampianek wants to get on. And he's worried that if he asks her out, then he might say no. She might say no, and meow. So you just go in there and you realize that's the game you're playing, That's the game you're playing. You're playing a game where you're gambling a certain amount of your dignity and self-concept in exchange for a chance to go out with this chick that you like, So that's the game you're playing. Be prepared to play that game. It might hurt. You might get rejected. And that's okay. Minia. What's minia? Did I say that? Well, I just told you. You gotta reach down there between your legs, see if your junk's still there. And if it is, you just go up and talk to her. It's that simple. Minia. Just like There Is No Spoon says. Okay, well, you hear my words. If you don't want me to tell you, then let Kitty tell you. Listen up, Empty Neck. You just go up there, slap her on the ass, and say, "What up, girl? You know you my world. Ooh la la." And there you go. When you hear it from Kitty, it's pretty straightforward, huh? Pretty straightforward. Sean Ryan Barron. Welcome. Hello. How are you? It's my musical friend, Sean Ryan Barron. He has little notes of music flying off of him in his cartoon. I'm sleepy. Good night. Countess, sometimes I'm not sure you passed the Turing test. They're not going to come off as a bastard. Bring a little vulnerability. Bring a little moisture, okay? You could do the following thing as well. You could offer her a moist towelette. That's a pretty good pickup line right there. Would you like a moist towelette? No, she didn't know you. She didn't give you a no. She gave you a normally I'd say no. That's what she gave you. That's different than no. Normally I'd say no is almost imperatively followed by a but. Normally I'd say no implies a but this time I'm not going to say no. I'm going to meow and I'm going to minia. Are you finally feeling emotional stability after a month of being off kilter? I see. Well, that's good. Usanis. Hi, Usanis. How's it going? Talk to Usanis, Eileen says. I agree. You just talk to Usanis, Ampianek. Okay, we're tired of your problems with your INTP. You just go up and say, I've made 1 million buckets of pee for you. I'm going to give them all to you today. Yeah, you fucked it up. No, you're not so shitty. You're learning, Ampianek. You are learning. That's okay to fuck things up. Life is a whole series of fucking things up and then somehow scrambling out of it. That's my whole life, all right? So, it's totally fine. What I told you to do, reach down between your legs and make sure your junk's still there, and you just go up and have a real conversation with her. You got to bring a little vulnerability too. Okay? You'd be like, look, I'm a vulnerable schmulnerable. You know that makes me sexy as fuck. Okay? Girls like that. They like the vulnerable schmulnerable. Maria Sanchez says, all you need to do is give her 6 camels and 6 birds, and you should be good. I agree. Also, 11 maids of milking. How many maids of milking are there? And why do you get maids of milking as a gift? Can I have the maids do something other than milk? Or can I have them milk something else? I'm not joking. Hey, Ampiac, you be as serious as you want, but we got other things to talk about too. We can't just talk about Ampiac's befuddled heart all day long, okay? Gonna make you gold. And I'm gonna make you golden. Okay, you make me golden if I help. I am helping you. I've helped you a bunch. I gave you lots of good advice. I'm serious. You just go up to her and be like, hey, I've been going back and forth about this. I've been thinking about it all day. You would not believe the amount of mental space I have given this matter, girl. And, you said normally the answer would be no, which sort of implies a but. I want you to help me fill in for me the conditions under which that but is followed by, but this time, yes. No, but did you hear what I just said? Ask her to use her TI. Look, you said because you were awkward and you felt shy and stuff. And it's fine. You can scramble. You can make up for it. 8 maids of milking. If I receive 8 maids of milking, can I have the maids milk whatever I want them to milk? And then milk my prostate? Yeah, just let it go, Ampiac. Just let it go. Just let your past go. That didn't happen. You just go right up there and say, look, I have been giving this this has been seizing my mental real estate. Not only my mental real estate, but Eric's as well. Eric has been not able to sleep because he's worried about Ampiac's INTP girl. And I just have to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. Okay, I want to have a conversation with you about cheese. 6 Jebus's Lane, Delilah and Eileen. Is that what 6 is? I always wondered what 6 was. I know it's 5 golden rings. It's 6 Jebuses. 6 Jebus Lane. Oh, perfect. 6 Jebus Lane, 5 golden rings. Ask her to help you with something. Can you help me understand this problem that's too hard for me? She'll love that. She will eat that up. She will eat that up like a big bowl of casserole. You just come to her with a problem from class and say, can you help me with this? I don't understand it. And she will explain the living fuck out of it to you. She's going to explain it slow. Then she's going to explain it fast. She's going to explain it hard. Then she's going to explain it soft. It's going to be so explained. It's not even going to know what to do with yourself. You're going to be like, damn, that was the best explanation I ever got. I have never had anything explained to me like that before. Oh my God, please explain me some more. That's asking her to do something for you, not asking her to explain something to you. You have to ask her to explain something. Say, I don't understand relativity. Can you explain relativity to me? She will love to explain relativity to you. Actually, I can, Ampiac. I will explain relativity to you. So you see, the observer is standing in one location. Meow, 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 meow. We'll ask her to explain something she does know about. Obviously, Ampianek. God, do I have to do everything for you? Do I have to think of everything? Jeez. I'm really curious about getting these maids of milking as a gift. That's got to be the best day of Christmas when you get milking maids. I wonder if they're milking, like, their boobs have milk in them. That'd be fun. They're that kind of milking maids. But that sounds like the best creamer for your coffee is what that sounds like to me. I want, I would like to have my coffee with human breast milk every morning. I think that would be excellent. Is that fine? That's okay. You can drink that. You can still drink that even if you're an adult. Nothing wrong with that. It's kind of gamey tasting. I tasted it a little bit when Delilah was a baby. It's kind of gamey. It's a little weird tasting, It doesn't taste like regular milk, It's kind of like condensed milk, I guess. But I didn't like that wife. She probably had gross milk too. I bet Rachel's milk would be just fabulous. I bet I could just live on just nothing but Rachel's breast milk. That sounds fun. I would like to have that dietary change, please. I would like to subsist entirely on Rachel's breast milk. Ampianek, I am done. I am done engaging you and your back and forth. Your demonstrative innie is bugging me now. Since how long this stream been running? That's not how you say that, King and Krishna Sarma Pagoo. Since how long this stream been running? I love it though. Since how long this stream been running? Up in here, up in here. It's like that one song, All right, you go analyze alone now. Fine. Goodbye. You can come back and tell me tomorrow what happens, okay? Since you don't want to accept any of my NI advices, then you just go figure out which one you do want to accept. Or none of them. 11 pipers piping. I guess the lady gets 11 pipers, but the dude only gets 8 maids? 11 pipers piping. Your husband comes home and, what is going on here? And you're all like sprawled out, spread eagle, and there's 11 pipers laying piping you. And you're just like, no, it's just 11 pipers piping, honey. This stream is not weird AF. This stream is normal AF. This is the normalest AF stream in Normal Town, okay? But I am really quite smitten with this notion of getting 8 maids of milk in to provide creamer for my coffee. I wonder if you could really just get used to it so that you just be like, I cannot drink coffee anymore unless it has breast milk in it. It just tastes weird to me unless it has breast milk in it. I wonder if you could get so you get so used to coffee with human breast milk in it that you could no longer tolerate drinking coffee any other way. Like pretty much I'm fully addicted to non-dairy creamer as the way of drinking coffee now. I'm not going to do what I did yesterday or the day before. I'm not going to spill my own coffee to show it to you. The thing is, so much so that Rachel and I will bring non-dairy creamer with us to restaurants so that, well, we did it at Harris Ranch, and you'd have a great immune system. That's what I'm thinking. Buy a variety of rocks to help filter the pee into water. It probably will still taste bad, so add Kool-Aid. Everything I can't drink can go to the poor or local water plant. Why do the poor want your undrinkable pee? We'll take your undrinkable pee, Governor. We'll pour it on our porridge. And go to the poor. Sayo, I am glad to know that you came in with an answer to the question, what would you do with 1 million buckets of pee? Almond milk. Almonds are not even mammals. They can't produce milk. Think. Come on. You know that. Almonds are like plants or something. Flint, Michigan will be like, oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll take your pee. We got nothing here. We'll take your buckets of pee. For sure. Yeah, almond drink. No, it's almond squeezings, okay? I think they make almond milk. They squeeze the almond until the milk comes out. They should call it almond squeezings. My dad told me this hilarious story last night. Apparently, one time he and my mom were traveling to Colorado, and my dad pulled over and he was inclined to get some chocolate milk. You know, he's the kind of guy who periodically will like buy chocolate milk from a gas station and drink it, you know, which I would never do. And he got this thing and he drank the whole like pint of it before he realized at the end of it that it wasn't chocolate milk, it was coffee creamer. he had bought a thing of like caramel macchiato flavored coffee creamer and just drank the whole thing. It was chocolate milk. That makes me laugh. Like, well, because he drinks his coffee black. He never puts anything in his coffee. So I guess he doesn't really think much about coffee creamer. Octavio Silva's here. Hi, Octavio Silva. How you doing? It's good to see you. What time is it? It's 7:12 in the a.m. here in Los Angeles. One time I was coming back from Utah in a van with a bunch of debaters, and we pulled off to this like really kind of isolated, off the road kind of Utah village place, and I went into the gas station, and they did have coffee. I got coffee there. When I asked for creamer, the girl who worked there didn't know what it was. Creamer? Yeah, creamer. What's creamer? Obviously, they were like super Mormon or something, and probably didn't watch TV. And, no, I haven't abandoned Florida's natural grapefruit juice. I am a bit, I'm on a bit of a hiatus, but it's not intentional. Florida's natural is still Florida's natural, okay? It's still the FNSGJ in town. Except, I will say that the last jug of grapefruit juice I got was Trader Joe's brand grapefruit juice, because I've been starting to go into Trader Joe's more. One of the reasons I go to Trader Joe's more now is I discovered they have both Klaus Holler and Klaus Holler dry hopped for just $6.99 a six pack, which is cheaper than. Well, I think this girl looked to be like 18 or 19, and or somewhere around there, and was working at this gas station. And my guess is she was a Mormon who didn't drink any coffee or caffeine and probably didn't watch much TV at all because they lived kind of off in the boonies like that. And they were probably super Mormon. And so she just never heard of creamer before. She had heard of cream. She was like, creamer? Like, yeah, non-dairy creamer. Thought it was interesting. Another woman who worked there eventually chimed in and said, like, oh, it's for your coffee. It's like, I would use every bucket of pee to slightly and undetectably contaminate annoying people's beverages. I don't think you're going to need 1 million buckets of pee unless you have a shit ton of annoying people around you. Bye, there's no spoon. If you're 9 hours apart, that means it's either 4:15 or, 10:15, I guess. Right? Did I do my math right? I don't know. Who cares? Math is dumb. Math is for dumb people. Everybody knows that. Math is for dumb people. You could just put it in the water system if you're a misanthrope. What I'm thinking is I'm going to hold a who can have the most buckets of pee contest. I'm almost certain to be a winner. Who has the most buckets of pee? If there were a contest for who has the most buckets of pee and you had 1 million buckets of pee, you'd probably win that contest. I'm guessing. And they do have to, all the pee has to be in buckets. You can't have it in some sort of larger container. That doesn't count. It's not 1 million buckets worth of pee. It's 1 million glass buckets of pee. They're glass, so you can't let it freeze or else you'll break all the buckets. So if you've got your pee outside and it gets to below -5 degrees Fahrenheit, because I don't know if you're aware of this, pee has a dramatically lower freezing point than does water, I learned today from Winston's mom. Pee freezes at -5 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas regular water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a big difference. That's 37 degrees difference. What's a regulation size bucket? It's 2 containers plus a canister plus a cup equals a bucket. Okay. So remember that it's 2 containers plus a canister plus a cup plus the canister. I forgot about the canister. Okay. It's 2 containers plus 2 canisters plus 2 canisters plus a cup equals a bucket. Company Urine the Clear has been selling clean pee for 20 years. A quarter cup is $60. 4 ounces is $100. Who would buy that? Why would anybody buy clean pee? What's clean pee? What's the difference between clean pee and dirty pee? Isn't pee inherently dirty? I think it is. It's maybe sterile. Oh, clean pee for drug tests. Oh, well, I got some bad news for you, Bubs 333221. All 1 million buckets of pee have been produced by drug users, serious drug users. You got to filter all the drugs out? That's going to be challenging. I don't know if you can filter. Can you filter drugs out of pee? I don't know if you can or not. Coyote pee helps get pests away. Human pee helps draw pests in closer, though. So that's a problem. That's the problem with human pee. It's got that pest attraction quality. It's a pest magnet. Human pee is a pest magnet, whereas coyote pee is a pest repulsor. You can't water your plants with all this drugged out pee, Octavio Silva. You want to get your plants high? That's not responsible plant ownership. It's not responsible of you. No, it only works on plants. Once it's been digested and gone into your pee, then it only works on plants. You could make the largest man-made pea lake, so I'll take it and get a world record. I'm not sure there's a huge market for tickets to the largest man-made pea lake. I mean, there could be, but we'd have to test the marketplace and see. Can you water ski on the world's largest man-made pea lake? It's actually not a very large amount of pee, we've determined. We figured out earlier that it's only about one Olympic-sized swimming pool's worth of pee, 1 million buckets. Assuming each bucket is a little bit more than half a gallon, it turns out we've already earlier in the stream we figured out that it's only about one Olympic-sized pool worth of pee. So I don't know if that would be the largest man-made pea lake. I don't think so. It might be because it might be the only man-made pea lake. But it wouldn't be that impressive. Everyone would sort of go in and be like, "This is it? A swimming pool full of piss? I got this in my backyard." Okay, so I would say that one thing you could do with 1 million buckets of pee is attract those little teeny flies that could go around urinals sometimes. You probably attract a lot of those. Boil it, bottle it, and market it as a new health trend. Boiled pee. Try it today! Exclamation point. Octavio's boiled pea surprise. The surprise is it's 100% boiled pea. I like your chances marketing Octavio's boiled pea surprise. I think you got a good chance there. Yeah, you can. You can make them eat anything just about. This stuff tastes awful, but doesn't hurt you. It must be healthy. You could barter the 1 million buckets of pee for 500,000 buckets of poo. All right, look. You got a problem. You got 500,000 buckets of poo. I got a problem. I got 1 million buckets of pee. What do you say we just trade? Sure. It's a whole lot of work transferring all these buckets back and forth just to make yourself a new problem of equivalent size and scope and scale and manner, but whatever. Let's do it. Charcoal is really good for you. It binds to medications and drugs in people's bodies. Doctors give it to people who overdose. Good to know. Where will we put the warehouse that holds 1.5 million buckets of pee and poop? It's a good question. Nobody really wants that warehouse next door to them. But boiled piss will cleanse your immune system and heal your tooth decay. My teeth used to be terrible until I started drinking Octavia's boiled pea surprise. The surprise is it's nothing but boiled pea. The remarkable results I've experienced in this testimonial has just been like my teeth have been pretty much the same. They haven't gotten any new cavities. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I've been drinking Octavia's boiled pea surprise for 7 years now. And during that entire 7 years, only 3 cavities. If I hadn't been drinking Octavia's boiled pea surprise, it could have easily been 4 or 5. What are we going to do in front of windmills, Jake Hurwitz? What are you wanting to do to me in front of this windmill, Jake Hurwitz? What are you saying? You want me to bend over that log and you're going to do what to me in front of this windmill? Jake Hurwitz? No. Don't touch me there, Jake. It makes me feel uncomfortable. That's why. We could hire squadrons of dung beetles to take all the poo away. That's true. But I don't think the dung beetles eat that kind of poo, actually, Winston's mom. I don't think they eat that kind of poo. I think they only eat poo of herbivores. So we could make sure we get a bunch of vegans to poo in buckets. And then the dung beetles might take that poo away. But I don't think the dung beetles will take your poo away if... well, I would say don't. Obsessio. If you were meant to drink your own pee, it would be easier to pee in your own mouth. You wouldn't have to lie down to do it. Okay? I think that's nature's way of telling you you're not supposed to drink it. True, that what I just said. Very important as well. If it were good for you to drink your own pee, it would be easier for you to pee in your own mouth. Does anyone know Conker's Bad Fur Day? Never heard of it before. I never have. Not in my entire life. Never. Not one time have I ever in my entire life heard of that. Not even once. Except maybe that one time. I'm gonna smoke this bowl. I'm feeling it's kind of like antsy. Like, partially because I might be getting my amphetamines today, but I'm not sure. Depends on the pharmacy, which it's like, because I get 15s instead of 10s or 20s, it's like they're always out of them. Because most people don't get 15s, they get either 10s or 20s. So it's kind of like a rare number, I guess. So a lot of times when I get my prescription sent over there, they go, "Oh, we don't have it. We got to order it. And I got to wait a couple of days, you know." So I never get too much finger crossy about it. It's always like, we'll wait and see, mister. We'll wait and see. It makes pee cost more to do yoga. Did you know that, everybody? Did you guys know that? Did you know that doing yoga makes pee cost more? We have been not taxing yoga for a long time now. Only to learn today that it's been increasing my pee costs for years. We should have a serious tax on yoga. I want a tax of $50 per person per hour for yoga, going directly to the government. They can buy important things like hair pieces for poor balding men who can't afford their own hair pieces. That's important. That's important. Okay? You want to know about a fun video game? Here's a fun video game from the 1980s. Maybe, yeah, 1980s. Karate Champ. That's a fun video game. That was my favorite video game of all the video games at the arcade. Karate Champ. Full point. Half point. Sell pee to fetishists and say it's celebrity pee. That's fraud, Octavia Silva. Unless you can specifically identify that yonder bucket of pee is actually Peggy Fleming's bucket of pee, then that's fraud. I mean, here's the thing. Who wouldn't want to buy Peggy Fleming's urine? Everybody wants Peggy Fleming's urine. If you Google whose urine is most popular, the answer comes back. It just has one search result. It says Peggy Fleming. Her urine has been known to really zip up your pizzazz. Why Peggy Fleming? I don't know. I don't know why Peggy Fleming is the famous person I came up with whose urine people want most of all. But I do know that Peggy Fleming is a star. She always was a star. She's a superstar. Superstar of the ice. Okay. When you strapped a couple of ice skates onto Peggy Fleming, it would Holly Whitmore, I don't think you're really Holly Whitmore, a real person. I think you're a troll. I like that though. That's kind of an amusing notion. Let's get back to the important topic of Peggy Fleming, shall we? When you strap a couple of ice skates onto Peggy Fleming, you see transform from a woman to a superstar. And just like that, pow. Dorothy Hamill and Peggy Fleming, mud wrestling tonight on FX. I'm looking forward to it. My most desirable mud wrestling matchup is Dorothy Hamill versus Peggy Fleming. I want to get them both into the mud pit, and I want to see them wrestling tonight on FX. Can somebody make that happen, please? Where's my Dorothy Hamill, Peggy Fleming mud wrestling match? I want it to happen now. Want it to happen right now. And yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind getting that one chick who was a gymnastics chick who won those gold medals back in the day. What was her name? Little spunky girl. Like broke her leg and was carried off the thing by the thing. I have actually never seen a mud wrestling match, Winston's Baum, truth be told. But I do want to see Dorothy Hamill mud wrestle Peggy Fleming. I'd buy a ticket to that. I would. I'd purchase a ticket to that. Speaking of tickets, I want to talk for a second about the reality that I've encountered looking into getting tickets for Steely Dan. So Steely Dan is touring this summer or this spring, summer, and they have a June show. I don't remember the exact date, but no. I'm talking about from the 1984 Olympics, probably, maybe 88. Fucking, what was her name? God. Mary Lou Retton. Mary Lou Retton. That was her name. I want to get Mary Lou Retton in the mud pit too, with Dorothy and Peggy. Okay. I want Dorothy, Peggy, and Mary Lou in the mud wrestling pit. I like Tanya Harding. Boy, I just can't help it. I like Tanya Harding. I think she's cool. I like her so much more than Nancy Kerrigan. Aunt Nick, are you still carrying on about this stuff? Guilt because you're not crying. You're back. You're eating lasagna. Well, right now we're talking about getting a mud wrestling match. Tanya Harding would be easy to get involved in a mud wrestling match. She'd be down. Tanya would be down to participate in the mud wrestling match. Nancy Kerrigan, she would totally not be down, and that's why I like Tanya better than Nancy. I think I just can't help it. Tanya's a character. Now Mary Lou Retton, I want to see Tanya Harding beat up Mary Lou Retton in a boxing match. Oh, right, back to Steely Dan. Sorry, I got distracted. I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so here's the thing. Hippie Neck, good news. You're both. I'm just kidding you. You're just neurotic, is what you are. You're neurotic. You're being neurotic. Nothing wrong with neuroticism, but it's also kind of annoying. So anyway, back to Steely Dan. Before I go back to my Mary Lou Retton fantasy, yeah, I know, celebrity boxing. Yeah, I would like to see, and Tanya Harding participated in that as well. I think she won that thing, like she won the boxing contest or whatever. Anyway, so Steely Dan is playing at the Hollywood Bowl, right? Tickets in the very first row or front row or something are astronomical, and to get back down to a level where we might buy tickets, which is like $150 a seat, maybe. It's like we might indulge on tickets like that level. We're not going to go spend $500 on a seat, per seat. No way. Anyway, to get to like the $150 level ticket, you have to go up about halfway up the Hollywood Bowl. And then I also looked at tickets at the Syracuse Convention and Event Center in Syracuse, New York. I can get 6th row seats for the same price as like halfway up the Hollywood Bowl. Now, that's July 3rd or whatever. So it's very possible that I will combine a trip to see Rachel in New York in late June, July, with going to see Steely Dan at the Syracuse whatever. I think it's like Convention and Event Center or something, on July 3rd. And if I do, I'm going to get seats I'm going to make this decision shortly because I want to buy the seats now so I have the good seats, Steely Dan is a band I want to see. And at the Syracuse show, you can get like 5th or 6th. I think it's 5th row is the higher amount. And it's starting in the 6th row. It's $158 or something like that. So it's like, okay, well, Rachel and I could afford that in theory. Plane ticket around the holiday. I'd leave I'd leave and arrive on a Wednesday kind of thing. I wouldn't fly into Syracuse. We have to rent a car, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, of course he does. But the thing is, also, my dad was talking last night with me about how long it's been since I've seen his sister, Aunt Evelyn, and my Uncle Lonnie, and they live in Virginia. Now, Virginia is, I guess, kind of far from New York. I have a bad sense of how far things are apart from each other on the East Coast. Because California takes up the whole West Coast. So it's like if you want to go up from Los Angeles up to Oregon, you're driving almost the entire West Coast. Virginia is quite far from New York. Rachel and I drove to San Francisco is 6 hours or something. Is it further than that? Yeah, okay. So see, that's not that big of a deal. 6 hours, 7 hours. Not that big of a deal. That's like just driving from here to San Francisco. Obviously, we'd have to rent a car. But see, if I'm going to go include in this whole trip Virginia visiting my relatives, the only relatives I have one biological relative outside of my immediate family. My biological relatives include my mom, my dad, my daughter, and my Aunt Evelyn. And that's it. I mean, there's more distant ones, I guess. But my Aunt Evelyn and Uncle Lonnie live in a retirement community that's just for former military officers or retired military officers. Because he's spent a lot of years in the military. He was a boat guy who went up the rivers in those boats in Vietnam and saw lots of action. Uncle Lonnie. He's also, I would say, one of the more amazing storytellers I've ever listened to. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but man, he and my Aunt Evelyn both have amazing FE. My Aunt Evelyn is an INFJ, and I don't know what Uncle Lonnie is, but I have to talk to him again and see. I know he's quite he's kind of on his last legs right now, So anyway, the point being, if I do include, my dad probably will facilitate that trip if I go, if I mix the two together. And I sort of mentioned that last night, like, okay, well, I could combine it, and he's like, yeah, well, that's a good idea. So I have a feeling that it will end up making the most sense for us to see Steely Dan in Syracuse, despite the fact that obviously you've got to factor in like rental car and stuff like that. I also have to factor in how much of it I'm paying for. So, that's kind of, yeah. Well, yeah, all that driving would be SE overload for sure. If we were to rush the whole thing too much. Like I've already discussed with Rachel that since it's a good 4 hours from her house to Syracuse, which I didn't know, but that seems quite a long distance from her house to Syracuse. But regardless, that we'd probably get a hotel, spend the night. As long as we spend the night, get a hotel and stuff. PT boats, exactly. That's what he was. He was a PT boat captain. Yeah, he was a PT boat captain. So, interesting guy. Younger than my dad, I guess Evelyn's my dad's younger sister. My dad wasn't in the military anymore when Vietnam came around. I suddenly feel, too much coffee, too many bong rips, too many cigarettes, that any food, I have a sudden occurrence of Yeah, Donald Fagen is. I should go get a bagel or something. Go to Noah's Bagels or Einstein's Bagels. There's 2 bagel places near here that I could go to. Either Noah's or Einstein's. Bagel sounds good. Bagel cream cheese? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull this bowl. Then I'm going to play a song. Then I'm going to end this live stream. Then I'm going to go get a bagel. That was a pretty good bong rip. I like that one. That one did some good. That one killed a few brain cells. I appreciate that. It's good effort there, bong rip. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot. Get the margarine tater tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what he'll call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought that there'd be chance enough to return to the work after rough. He'd get back to it eventually, but his visions piled up and his plans would interrupt all the work he started off so hopefully. And now his mind's back on his business, thinking of changing backlist to listless. So now all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands everything clearly now. It won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, igniting, Gerald plays his part. And Gerald still knew there's too much to do. And he dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut. And where now and what? Too much time spent nitpicking the skew with you. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for an name-changing business. Thinking now about what he'll call Christmas when they hire his firm to change their name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. Gerald has a thought. Meow, 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 meow. It's just say pew, 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 pew at the end of it like that, like echoing, Don't you think it should echo at the end? I think it should. Thank you, Octavia Silva. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm going to go get a bagel now. So, while I'm eating my bagel, you schmay the schmagel. Okay? Have a good day. See you. I'll probably live stream later. You know me. Talk to you soon. Bye.